Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Scott Dichotomy. This is another edition of Hiking with Scott Dichotomy. So I don't have a whole lot I want to say today. I streamed for a bit. I kind of just talked off the top of my head. You can go back and watch that if you'd like. But the main thing I'm wondering, what would you guys like to see from me? So I posed this question a bunch, and if you've been following me long enough, you probably figure out that this is just something I tend to kind of do. Because this is all about building a community. This isn't just about me. So I definitely have my plans and what I feel like doing. I'm just curious what everyone else would like. A running theme on here back when I used to do this regularly was giving health and wellness tips. And that got a little dicey because on the internet, it's kind of crazy, but there's certain things you can and can't say. Like if I'd mentioned vitamin C or turmeric being good for your health on YouTube, I don't know if this is still true, but if you mention that, apparently you get shadow banned or you can get banned or whatnot. And it's like, but that's the scientific consensus. So I don't know exactly how to handle the whole thing. So I'm basically just assessing the demand. If you guys want to hear me share my thoughts and perspectives on health and wellness and how to be the happiest, healthiest version of yourself, which was the whole running theme I had going at one point, let me know. I'd like to get back on that. It's just a little tricky because, like I said, everything's just so weird right now. Things I can and can't say. People don't like being told things that go outside the official narrative, so I don't really care what the official narrative is. I've done years and years of research, both through trial and error and actual research, reading scientific studies, talking to people, getting as many different sources as possible, and then using my brain as much as possible to think about everything, test everything, and isolate variables. And I found just a whole bunch of things. There's basically just a little list you could do that if you just go through that list daily or weekly, depending on which activity it is, you just do the things, you feel happier and healthier than you had ever felt before, and you're your happiest, healthiest version of yourself at that point. So if you don't want to hear about that, that's fine. I'm not shoving this down anyone's throat. I'm more than happy to talk about it, though. It's something that I've been very passionate about because I was born with pretty serious but undiagnosable genetic health ailments. A lot to do with like my digestion, my immune system, and my sleep, and just everything. Again, not everything, but. And so for me, the way I stumbled into all of this was out of necessity. I felt like crap all the time, and I don't like feeling like crap. I like being happy and having energy and strength and endurance. And there's definitely things you can do to improve all of that. So I'd like this to be a running dialogue where I'm sharing tips and tricks. That's more video games. I'm sharing tips, health and wellness tips, lifestyle tips, teaching you how to do stuff. Like I always love talking about meditation. That's been something that's been a huge part of my life, for most of my life at this point now. I can teach people how to meditate, and I'd love to do that. We were doing some guided meditations on this channel, and maybe some live streams in the future will be a guided meditation. I can definitely see myself meditating with that big old green tree seen here. I also was starting to do cooking with Scott Dichotomy segments where I was cooking all the healthy food that I was talking about and sharing the recipes. And I was trying to do it in like a comedic way. I didn't really take it too seriously. I was like throwing stuff across my kitchen. There's one of them, I gotta find it, one of the streams, I think I threw something from my kitchen counter and I just like threw it over my shoulder. And I think it landed in my bathroom sink across the house, and I was just like, oh, go! And I mean, so the sky's the limit because I would start putting out individual recipes. I could eventually put out a full cookbook, a full how to be the happiest, healthiest version of yourself ebook. Like, just a lot of stuff got in my way. And the internet got all weird. And it seems like the weirdness the specific brand of weirdness I'm talking about has kind of lifted a little bit, and I've also figured out how to approach things. Something just fell in my hand. How to approach things. Oh, thank you, nature. How to approach things in a way that's like easy for the people that enjoy it to find it and engage in it, and easy for me to consistently provide it and explain it in a way that's easy to find it. That's why I have this whole heaven, hell, and purgatory thing. Scott Dichotomy is my heaven side, my light side, this stuff, nature. My metal band, my horror side, Voices of the Dead would be the hell side, even though it's still a positive thing. Everything I do is all about positivity, no matter how dark and evil sounding it may be sometimes. On Voices of the Dead, Scott Dichotomy stuff is just light stuff, nothing dark, nothing divisive, just teaching you how to be happy and healthy, enjoying nature. And then the purgatory, the middle ground, is Scott Shaman Blood, which is basically what I identify as. That's my artist name, essentially. That's like just me. So Scott Shaman Blood presents Scott Dichotomy, Voices of the Dead, etc., etc. And I was starting to put out meditation music, meditation instruction. So basically, the main thing that's been missing over the last few years was consistency on my part. And it was difficult because of everything I went through. I'm starting now to reconnect with people who lost track with me over the last few years, and trying to explain that you can't rely on social media to see what I do. So if you want to be in touch with what I do, because I'm doing all this regularly now, I'm sticking to it now. But I can't chase everyone, and I can't be obsessively using social media trying to promote myself. That's not the way to do things, especially not for me. So you can go to my website, scottdichotomy.com, or if you want my other stuff, you can go to websites for other stuff. Links will be in the description if I remember to do so. And I'm eventually developing apps because I don't want to rely on big business to get my notifications to you guys. I have an email list. That's probably the best thing. You want to join my email list. I have a text list. I have a Facebook tag list. I don't really want to mess with the Facebook tag list too much. That's basically just to get the word back out with the people on Facebook that had lost touch with me. So let me know what you think. Meditation instruction, guided meditation, health and wellness tips while walking through gorgeous nature areas, spliced in with my music and drone footage, of course. And then obviously still stories of me just talking, sharing stuff, communicating with the community. Communicating with the community. Well, I'm gonna just enjoy the rest of this nature because it's a super important part of how to be the happiest, healthiest version of yourself. So that's the theme, how to be the happiest, healthiest version of yourself. It's basically the running theme with Scott Dichotomy. Let me know what you think. I'll catch you guys in the next one.
I know how you feel, and I'm hearing you. I just don't feel the